clients always ask me, why can't I fall asleep even when I'm exhausted? And my answer surprises them. Let's talk about your morning, because believe it or not, your sleep struggles do not start at bedtime. They start the moment you wake up. Hi, and welcome to the Midlife Reset Podcast with Cheryl Gordon. I'm excited to show you how to sleep better and feel stronger and maybe lose a little weight using the tools of yoga and mindfulness. Because a good night's sleep is crucial to all of these things. So yeah, what you do in your first waking hour sets the stage for how easily you'll fall asleep and how deeply you'll rest tonight. Today, we're going to explore the role of morning light, how to set your energy tone for the day, what to eat and not eat at breakfast, and why your circadian rhythm starts ticking the moment you get up. So let's talk light. Your body runs on a circadian rhythm, which is a 24-hour internal clock that regulates your sleep, your hormones, your body temperature, your digestion, everything really. The master in charge of deciding what that clock means is the pineal gland. It's a teeny bitty little thing right in the center of your head. And for my yogi friends, it's associated with the third eye. So it's, if I could dig into my head right back there, it's right in the middle of my mind. As humans evolved, this gland used light to determine what the body should be doing moment to moment. So it's a very ancient instinct. And what is the number one signal that resets this clock, this internal clock? And it is daylight. So when you get natural morning light, especially within an hour of waking up, it tells your brain, it's daytime, time to suppress melatonin and rev up energy. And at that time of the morning, there is a unique combination of blue and yellow light in the spectrum, and it really speaks the pineal gland's language. The effect doesn't work through a window, so you actually need to get right outside to get full benefit. On cloudy mornings, it could take a little longer, but usually up to 10 minutes is enough. And the combo of light, that blue and yellow light, it exists for the first 2 hours past sunrise. So we're at the summer solstice almost here. So obviously I'm not getting out very early at sunrise, although some of you might be. Good for you. It's a wonderful practice. But if you can try to get going within 2 hours of sunrise and then get that 10 minutes of exposure outside, that would be great. The same rhythm will then start winding you down 14 to 16 hours later, helping you feel sleepy when it's time for bed. It's the way we're hardwired until we start going screwing around with Mother Nature. So here's what I always think about screwing around with Mother Nature. When my dad was born, it was 1939. When in his family, they got up with the sun, they did their chores, and they went to bed not long after the sun set. I mean, there wasn't much entertainment in those days. There wasn't any TV. They only had candles to read by. It was a really simple agrarian kind of culture. But it really wasn't that long ago, was it? Less than 100 years. And now we have 24 an hour a day lighting. We have a computer or device that we can hitch up to and get entertainment, distractions, information 24/7. We can go get food from McDonald's 24/7 right in my little town. Our habits have shifted so dramatically in less than 100 years, but this has been going on for millennia. So the pineal gland hasn't changed. Okay, so that's my light. Now, do you hit the pillow exhausted and then your eyelids boing open and your thoughts are going like 90? That, my dear friends, is evidence of a dysregulated nervous system. It's been overstimulated all day and it just can't release its vigilance at night. I have totally been there for sure. A lot of what I teach about sleep is born from my own struggles with insomnia during perimenopause. Sometimes you're so exhausted physically, though, that you do sink into sleep right away. You just crash. But then, don't you wake up about 2 or 3 in the morning? Cuckoo thoughts, right? Now, this is a big topic, but for today, let's just talk about how you set the tone for your day, how you can consciously create less dysregulation for your nervous system. So come bedtime, you're not boing, right? Let me ask you, what's the first thing you do in the morning? Commonly, my friends scroll their phones. I'm guilty of checking emails first thing in the morning. Or sometimes I rush headlong into all the things that have to be done, running around. This launches your day with stress hormones like cortisol, which actually are desirable in the morning and aren't inherently bad, but they'll be there naturally. We don't have to artificially try to get more jazz. They're going to come on. If you have a good night's sleep, cortisol is a natural reaction in the morning, and you'll have organic energy, not like caffeinated energy. But when we spike that cortisol with caffeine or something that gets it going too high or too fast, it can throw your nervous system into a state of hyperarousal. Many of us are just so used to operating on hyperspeed, it just keeps going all day. God forbid we nap, right? And then we can't turn it off at night. Now, this is such a wasted opportunity. Your brain is the most powerful tool in the universe. And by the way, it's freshest in the morning. See, the brain is a huge energy gobbler, and it gets tired quite quickly. So from a productivity standpoint, why waste those first precious minutes on just scrolling social media or doing something routine like emails? Let's use that really potential brain power to dedicate to activities that will build you up, support your goals and dreams. If you hit the ground running in the morning and all you're doing is laundry or housework or running to take care of other people, then you're missing the chance to take some of that really powerful time for yourself. So what can you do in the morning instead to set the tone? Well, how about things like yoga, deep breathing, journaling, reading, especially like things that are educational or uplifting, even sipping tea, just appreciating the silence for a few seconds. All of these activities can create a tone of safety in your nervous system. This is what I call energy hygiene. When your body knows you're safe, it can better regulate your energy throughout the day, and it will be more willing to let go more easily at night. Now, I promise we talk about food. Love talking about food. Breakfast. Skipping breakfast or just eating carbs and sugar can set off your blood sugar roller coaster. This affects your energy, mood, and your sleep all day long. So why is this the case? Blood sugar crashes during the day, and that sends a signal of stress to the brain. So if you're just having something like a muffin for breakfast or a prepackaged yogurt or peanut butter, standard peanut butter and standard piece of toast, that's too high in sugar. And it doesn't have enough protein, and it's going to give you those blood sugar crashes. When you get that stress signal because the blood sugar is crashing, the stress will keep cortisol elevated in your system. Cortisol and melatonin do not happen at the same time. They are opposites. So if cortisol is elevated, melatonin is down. Now, melatonin, you've probably heard, maybe even tried the supplement, but it's a natural sleep hormone that should gradually get higher. It's low first thing in the morning, but it should gradually get higher as the light of day fades. But if the cortisol is staying elevated, melatonin can't come up. Should be a seesaw effect, but cortisol is being greedy on the seesaw. You know what I'm saying? So you can help by looking at your nutrition at breakfast time. Let's talk about a good breakfast for sleep. It should include protein. Remember, we were talking about 30 grams of protein per meal in some of our podcasts. So a lot of protein, some healthy fats, and some complex carbohydrates. How does that look on your plate? 2 scrambled eggs, a little bit of veggies, some whole grain toast with a nut butter, or you could do high protein Greek yogurt, throw in some chia seeds, some lovely berries, and then top with a few toasted pistachios. Or you could do steel cut oatmeal with some nut butter, hemp seeds, and a banana for sweetening. You know, a lot of cultures around the world don't have special foods for breakfast. They eat what they eat at the other meals out of the day. So there are far more savory items on the menu in the morning than there are sweet. So you can break your fast with just what you had for breakfast, or sorry, for supper last night. No rule says you can't. It'll certainly do you a lot more favors in terms of your sleep tonight than boxed cereal this morning or a power bar. One of my breakfasts always used to be cereal or toast and peanut butter or sweetened yogurt and a banana. All these options were too high in sugar, lacking in protein, and lacking in fiber. Not only did these meals wreak havoc with my hormones, a throwback to episode 3 if you in our podcast, if you want to learn more about hormones and weight loss and this whole blood sugar thing, insulin resistance. But also when I was sitting at my desk and I was starting to get stressed because I was getting behind in my work, we always do, right? And I'm starting to get stressed, phones ringing or whatever. Then I'd realize around 10:30 or 11, I was starving. And it set up a mild panic in the back of my brain. And this continued with me all day, the stress levels going up, 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 up. And then when I finally got home after work, maybe I'm sitting to have supper, or I'm sitting down to watch TV, first time you relax all day, that all that panic starts hammering on your skull. And it led to a lot of snacking and a lot of overeating that wasn't really helpful for me, but it also was interfering with my ability to sleep at night. So when you're thinking about your timing of breakfast, you want to think about the protein, the fiber, and the lowering of sugar. You also want to think about eating fairly soon after you wake up, maybe within 1 to 2 hours. And the reason being is we want to make sure that breaking your fast happens before there's too much of a load on your system so that your system has energy to match the kinds of things that you're doing. I went through a stage where I was doing intermittent fasting. It was the thing to do. And I didn't eat until noon, but I was doing my workout. I was doing my yoga class. I was, doing work on the computer. I was teaching, all very, a lot of energy drain, a lot of demand for energy, but my body didn't have much to give. And the idea is I was supposed to be burning my fat stores. The science on that is really sketchy, by the way. And it makes a lot more sense to me because I was just hangry and I wasn't very productive in those morning hours because I just needed energy. I needed some food. So an evening fast, like overnight, and we've talked about that in our podcast before, is really good. But in the morning, you got to break your fast. Why does all of this matter for sleep? Because your morning rhythm cues everything downstream of what to do. Your light exposure resets your melatonin clock in that pineal gland. Your nervous system tone, right from the first of the day, carries throughout, right into bed with you at night. Your blood sugar regulation affects how you calm down at night and whether you're driven to do extra food that you don't need and will keep you up. It's all connected. So if you are overstimulated, undernourished, and disconnected from the natural rhythms of light and rest, like most of the people in the 21st century, your body doesn't know when it's safe to let go. Morning habits send the signal, you're in sync, you're safe. And that safety is the foundation of great sleep. So let's recap your morning for better sleep formula. Get outside light within an hour of waking up. Begin your day calmly. Try not to have a lot of screen activities. Try not to rush around too much. Eat a real breakfast with your protein, fats, and complex carbs. And throughout the day, really watch for the chaos. A lot of us are a bit addicted to being busy. Watch that chaos because it doesn't leave you when you hit the pillow at night. The chaos comes to bed with you. So it's not about being perfect. It's about creating that predictable rhythm and calm. Your morning is the first domino. If it falls well, bedtime becomes effortless. So if sleep is a struggle, don't just chase nighttime hacks. Start with your morning. You may be surprised how much shifts when you build that rhythm, the light, the calm, the nourishment into your wake up. So be sure to check the show notes for a link to a free morning yoga routine. It's short. I recorded it several years ago on the shores of Lake Huron, right at the beach. So you get the beach sounds and just a little bit of movement. So I got that in the show notes for you, free morning class. If you are struggling with sleep or weight gain or midlife hormones, please check out the She Mindfulness program. All these subjects are explored in a fresh way without harsh diets or killer exercise routines. I'll put the link to the new program in the show notes. So may tonight's sleep begin tomorrow morning. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.